Washington. Thank you so much. I am joined now by the ranking member on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, the top Democrat on that committee, Democratic Congressman Engel of New York. Can you react to this sentencing for us? We're just hearing this, but this Dutch lawyer, Alex van der Zwaan, the first person sentenced in connection with this special counsel probe into Russian interference in the 2016 election. He's getting a fine of $20,000. He's going to be in jail for 30 days. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it shows that the special counsel is moving forward, and he's not going to take anything from anybody, including lying, of course. And I think that we should just let him do his job, let him continue, and let's see what happens. But clearly, you cannot lie and think that you can get away with something like this.
I want to turn to the original purpose for why we had you on the show, which is to talk about what is going on in Syria. You just heard Barbara Starr's report. Right now, the U.S. has 2,000 troops in the area. Do you put any stock in the president's comments? They were offhand, where he said that the U.S. will be coming out of Syria and soon.
Well, this is what I call the president flying by the seat of his pants once again when it comes to foreign policy. He just tweets or he shoots his mouth off. It runs counter to what has been done, what has been planned, and throws everything into a frenzy. Look, we are tired of Syria, but we have a responsibility. We don't want to undo. ISIS has been defeated for all intents and purposes. We don't want to make it easy for them to come back, and therefore there's going to have to be some kind of American presence there. We don't want another American ground war. We don't want an American presence that way. But for the president just to tweet something out is really just, again, foreign policy by flying by the seat of your pants. And obviously he either wasn't briefed or he was briefed and ignored it. But something just doesn't pass the smell test. I think it's the president, again, shooting off his mouth and not actually being realistic in terms of what we're trying to do.
This plan that Barbara Starr just reported on, which, as she said, has been in the works for some time, military leaders talking about sending dozens of additional troops into Syria. Is that something that you agree with?
No, I don't, but I do think that Congress has to play a role, and once again, Congress is abrogating its responsibility. We have a 2001 AUMF, which is the authority for force, and all the administrations, not only this one, has used that as a blank check, and that's not something that we can tolerate. So I think that we have to have a meeting, a gathering of Congress. We've passed two bills. One is my Caesar bill, which slaps sanctions on both Iran and Russia for meddling in Syria, and then another bill which has passed the Committee on Foreign Affairs, which talks about, again, sanctions and making sure that when we have reconstruction monies, it doesn't go to any Assad-held places. You know, one thing, what Assad is doing now to the civilian population in Ghouta is just criminal. They are murdering innocent women, men, and children. They are trying to get people out of where they've been hiding, and the minute they come out, they bomb them and kill them. It's not just a fight in ISIS in Syria. It's a fight. The future of Syria, in my opinion, Assad can have no role in the future of Syria. He's a butcher, has murdered more than 500,000, almost 1 million of his own people, and it should not be allowed to stand. I'm sorry that our foreign policy has not been one to not only go after to ISIS, but we really cannot allow Assad to continue. But of course, Russia is Assad, Putin is Assad's patron, and this administration, this president, has been hesitant to go after Russia in any shape or form.
Congressman, I want to ask you, as we run out of time here, your colleague, Congresswoman Elizabeth Esty, announced she's not seeking re-election after media reports revealed that she kept her former chief of staff on the payroll, even though there were allegations he'd abused one of her other employees. Is that good enough? Should she fulfill her term, or should she leave immediately?
Well, I think leaving immediately or leaving after the term is really a recognition that she didn't handle it properly, and I'm comfortable with her not running again. I mean, this is a very personal decision. Obviously, she didn't show good judgment, but I think by saying she's not going to run again, she's taken herself out of the picture, and she's paid a price for her misjudgment.
Congressman Engel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And John King is next.